My name is Shmuel Speigelman. I'm Chana Speigelman's son. Been in camp my whole life. October 7th, Simchat Torah. I was in Hashmonaim. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. I find my way to shul. Something's happening. And we start understanding that it's something big. And we get ready. We are one of the first forces in Gaza. 12 or 1 a.m. We go in on like Hummers, drive us into Gaza, pitch black. We get off the Hummers and we're on our way. We're going to do everything by foot. As an infantry soldier company, you go from house to house. You never come in through the front door because it can be booby-trapped. Check that there are no terrorists in the house. Then you check that there are no explosives. Then you have to make holes in the walls for your guns. You have to take all of like glass and like kind of break it right in front of the front door. So in the nighttime, if someone would walk in, you would hear him walk in. You can't stay there more than about 20-30 hours because the intelligence of Hamas would already know that you're there and they would shoot missiles on that area. Tuesday night, our company officer comes and tells us that tomorrow morning when our brigade will continue further into Gaza, we'll probably have an encounter with terrorists. And he tells us good luck. 9 o'clock, we make it to the house we're supposed to enter. Check that there's no explosives, start covering the windows, start cleaning the area. 10 o'clock, I was in the middle of like, of trying to cover a window with a carpet. And then suddenly everybody shouted, Michabel. And in the army, anytime you hear something, you have to shout it out. So everybody hears. Once they said, Michabel, I remember everybody dropped everything, you pick up your weapon. I remember myself kind of looking out the window. A few minutes later, the commander said, Hananiah's squad, which I was a part of, they're gonna go out and go into the Michabel's house. There's the house we're in, and the Michabel's house, and in between there's this tiny alley. We come out to that alley, and then suddenly there's like this huge explosion. I turn around, I see a lot of smoke, and I see the officer, Davidel, I see him on the floor, kind of crawling and shouting, Patsua, Patsua, I'm injured. In the army, when you're at war, you always have Tzemed Barzel. It's like when you go into the lake and you have a buddy. If you go to the bathroom, you tell your buddy you're going to the bathroom. You have to stick together so everybody knows where everybody is. At that moment, me and Israel, my buddy, we were right next to the door from the house we came out of. We run into the house and I shout, Davidel is injured. We need the medic. I run up to the 3rd floor, find the medic, pull him down with me. And when I turn around, I didn't know where he went. So I remember turning to our sergeant. His name is Marnin. He's 41 years old. He's from Binyamin. He has 3 kids. And he's been in all the wars. He's been in Lebanon Hashniya, in Oferet Yitzukah in Gaza, in Tzuk Eitan in Gaza. He's been in all the operations. He's in command now because the officer was wounded. And he comes to me and says, Speigelman, you know where they are? Tell him I know where they are. He says, okay, listen, we're gonna have covering fire, and you're gonna lead us to the wounded soldiers. I say, let's do it. I remember us kind of walking into this alleyway filled with smoke and gunfire. I turn right into this storage room. Luckily, there was a storage room in this alleyway, and luckily the door was open. The wounded soldiers were able to like kind of crawl in there and help each other out. And I came into the storage room, and then I saw not only Davidel, who I thought was the Patsua, I see about 5 injured soldiers. One of them is the medic that I called. He ran through that same alleyway 5 minutes before us, and he got shot in his arm, 2 bullets in his chest and in his leg. But because he had the ceramic vest, it saved his life. Basically, we don't have a medic with us, so it's just us. Me and Israel and some other guys, we start taking care of all the wounded soldiers. So we put bandages on soldiers. And the medic himself, he had 3 tourniquets on his leg. Our forces killed the terrorists, and it's time to evacuate the wounded soldiers. We put them on stretchers, and we evacuate them into tanks, actually. Anybody who was with the Jewish people in the last year went through a big event in Jewish history. I think as Chanichim in camp, the question is how much are we going to allow this event to really be internalized in our Jewish identity? To really let this event connect you to the Jewish story. To know that it's not only a beautiful story of the past, but it's actually, you are actual players in the present. everybody, wherever they are, they're players in this like amazing story called the Jewish people. In some way, every generation, there's this torch that's passed on in the Jewish people to keep this the flame going. And then suddenly comes your turn. Suddenly something big like this happens, and you understand, wait, if we don't take care of the flame, it'll go out. Now it's our time to stand up and do what we need to keep the flame going. I think Mosheva is a wonderful place to be this summer, especially. A historical summer, I think, for the Jewish people. And to come to camp and to infuse ourselves with all this great energy of Tzionut, of Zionism, of Judaism, of all these different values that we want to infuse in ourselves, get pumped up with them for the next year to come. And I hope it'll be a wonderful summer.